Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first Runway Challenge in the Mrs. L 2023 competition. I'm Markus Lefebvre-Enimo, your voice host and DJ today. Your chat host is the lovely Van in Zanzibar, and together we will guide you through this spectacular show. Today we will experience the first Runway Challenge in the Mrs. L 2023 competition. We are looking for the perfect lady who will represent Mrs. L organization, but also that fabulous icon for the fashion community who will inspire us all, not only with her styling ideas, but with her motives, enthusiasm and engagement. Please allow us to take a moment to let our sponsors and media partners know how grateful we are for their trust and support. Our sponsors and media partners for Mrs. L 2023 are the Angel Manor Estate, Shop Sui Couture Jewelry, die Villa Media Entertainment, Gabriel Fashion and Accessories, House of Legends, Level 9, Leon Magazine SL, Models Magazine, TFC, the Fashion Zone Club and Event, and Westercloth. We would like to thank all those who make this unforgettable show possible. Foremost, we thank Takuya Jin from Gabriel Fashion and Accessories for providing us with the land for today's venue. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are seeing the first Runway challenge in the Mrs. L 2023 competition. In this first challenge, we are escaping into the world of the Magic Flute, the most renowned and most played opera in the world, composed by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and written by Emanuel Schikaneder. Mozart's The Magic Flute is a fantastical opera about the young prince Pamino, who must conquer a series of trials to win the hand of the woman he loves. The beautiful princess Tamina is imprisoned by the powerful high priest Sarastro. The brave prince who faces the trials with his goofy sidekick Papageno takes an impossible quest. The wicked queen of the night uses her magic to lure the hero into evil. Sounds like the perfect Disney musical, doesn't it? Actually, long before Mickey Mouse graced the silver screen, Austrian composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart showed the world how great a song-filled magical adventure can be with his 1791 opera Die Zauberflöte, known in English as the Magic Flute. Our challenge today, we have asked the candidates in the Mrs. L 2023 competition to research the three main female characters of the Magic Flute: Papagena, Pamina, and the Queen of the Night. Papagena is the girlfriend Papageno has been searching for during his adventures in the Magic Flute. She is a nature-loving, funny, sometimes shy, and clumsy woman. In the classic opera, she is often dressed just like Papageno, with colorful feathers to refer to their love of nature. Depending on the adaptation of the play, she also can be a very ordinary, kind-hearted, and loving woman. And then there's Pamina, the daughter of the Queen of the Night, a princess with Egyptian Oriental ancestry, so the magic flute leaves room for interpretation to let Pamina be a princess or heiress from just anywhere. Significant are her beauty and her compassion for those of lower social ranks, as she feels empathy for Papageno during their adventures. And last, but certainly not least, the Queen of the Night is the most prominent and pompous character in the Magic Flute. During her arias, she evolves from a loving mother who's lost her daughter to an evil and raging queen plotting to kill Sarastro to get back into power. She usually wears the most voluminous gowns, often in black or midnight blue, but not limited to. Depending on the production, there have been Queens of the Night in all colors, even in white too. Important for the Queen of the Night is that she's to have the most dramatic entrance, that everyone near her knows of her status as queen and ruler of the night. The candidates had to choose one of these characters and style an outfit inspired by their research. Given that the opera has been played for 230 years in very varying adaptations, there's a lot of room for interpretation as to which time and place the magic flute plays. It could be in the ancient ages, the present times, or in the future, and it can get adapted to any place in the world. For this first challenge, the candidates were not limited to specific colors, but they were asked to integrate a 360-degree turn into their pose sets. The 360-degree turn is not subject for scoring in this challenge yet. We are excited and look forward to seeing our candidates' ideas and interpretation of the magic flute. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to all the outstanding professionals who have the task to evaluate our candidates' inspiration, styling ideas, and performance today. The members of the judging panel are Bear Star, interior stylist and photography artist for Leon Magazine SL, blogger and stylist. Bonifacio, owner, publisher and editor-in-chief for Models Magazine, founder and owner of AIM Agency and Productions, founder and owner of the TFC The Fashion Zone event, founder, owner and creator for .b Fashion, modeling instructor, top model, stylist and blogger. Daniel Salvatore Salvetti, Mr. SL Argentina 2022, finalist and winner in several other competitions, Mr. SL Top Model, stylist and blogger. Hikaru Animaux Lefebvre, owner, publisher and editor-in-chief for Learn Magazine SL, founder and co-owner of the Neo Japan SL event, store and blogger manager for Altered State and Gabriel and Fashion Accessories, blogger manager for Eclipse Design, Real Evil Industries since 1975, Mr. SL Top Model, photography artist, stylist and blogger. Jacques Ongark, photography artist, top model, stylist and blogger. Kenzie, founder, owner and chief creator for Damage Society, avid role player, stylist and photography enthusiast. Lokia, Mrs. L Japan 2021, first runner-up to Mrs. L 2021, owner and chief creator for Else Forest and Else Winds, Cosette stage performer, Mrs. L top model, stylist and blogger. Moonling, magazine assistant for Leon Magazine SL, designer liaison for the Neo Japan SL event, and personal assistant to Hikaru Animaux Lefebvre. Nida Nirvana, owner of Private Giveaways, public relations manager for the Villa Media Entertainment. Xuro, Mr. SL Youngstar 2018, Mr. SL Agency Senior Executive Assistant, Mr. SL Top Model, Stylist and Blogger. And Zipse, Mr. SL Italy 2023, first runner-up to Mr. SL 2023, owner and chief creator for Control Z, photography artist, Mr. SL top model, stylist and blogger. Thank you all very much for your time today and for your expertise. We would like to take this opportunity to wish Mrs. L 2020 Ella Pavlona, Mrs. L Trinidad and Tobago 2022 Esmeralda, Mrs. L Italy 2016 Memole Giha, Mrs. L Italy 2023 Miss Trans Isabella, and Mrs. L Japan 2023 Lari Lira Listat a very happy belated birthday or rest day. We hope you have celebrated with your family, the loved ones, and your friends. We also congratulate everyone who has celebrated their birthday or rest days in the last weeks. Before we start, we also want to greet the audience who are watching the show on the live broadcast by the Villa Media Entertainment. We hope you are going to enjoy the show. Thank you everyone for joining us today. You're all amazing and we truly appreciate your support. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's begin. And the first to join us is Mrs. L Australia 2023, Virginia Starchild. Mrs. L Australia was inspired by Pamina to write her story and create her own pink gown for Pamina's engagement. Pamina is a sign that good can come from a bad situation and finding your way in the world. Pamina was not overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Princess Pamina says, "Today is the day I've long awaited. After so long, Prince Tamino and I are to be married, here with our friends, and from the forest the birds and animal friends. We will serve a feast that we have planned for our friends at the reception. Papageno and Papagena may invite all the birds and friends from the forest to attend. Prince Tamino and I will invite all the friends we know. My guardian, Sarastro, will invite his friends to attend also." Mrs. L Australia is wearing a full gowned outfit made by herself. Hose from Venice and shoes from BHB. She complements her look with jewelry from Camilla and Suri and finishes it all with ruffles from Christine. Thank you, Mrs. L Australia. And the next to join us is Mrs. L Bahamas 2023, Axial Larson. Mrs. L Bahamas' inspiration from the magic flute is Papagena. She was inspired and drawn in her whimsical, humorous and colorful nature. These are all the characteristics Mrs. L Bahamas sees within herself. She sees Papagena as a grand fashion statement of wearing what makes you happy. Fashion does not always have to be so serious. It is a way to express yourself in a fun and colorful way. So step out of your comfort zone and enjoy the beauty of nature with Papagena and Mrs. L Bahamas. Mrs. L Bahamas wears a dress and jacket from VEM paired with boots from Savage. She also wears earrings and a necklace from Mandala and a second necklace from Earthstones. Her look is accentuated with makeup from Rubedo and Matte and finishes her look off with a trail aura from MR. Thank you, Mrs. L Bahamas. And Mrs. L Cameroon 2023, Aime-moi, now walks the runway. the view of Mrs. L. Cameron, the character of the Queen of the Night is a strong woman, firm in her convictions, her principles, who does not hesitate to fight for her power, and who's at the same time the most vulnerable and emotionally complex character in the entire plot of The Magic Flute. When she thinks of her, Mrs. L. Cameron thinks of her first appearance in the first act of the opera. She's breathtaking, moving, and graceful as she mourns the rapture of her child. For that reason, Mrs. L. Cameron decided to bring her emotions and tears to the runway. Her status in a large, luxurious midnight blue gown, combined with a scepter and an impressive headdress that takes us on a spiritual journey. Mrs. L. Cameron is adorned in a glittering dress from plastics, paired with gloves from Grimma. She completes this ensemble with earrings from Orsini, collar gems from Fake Icon, a headdress from Belle Epoque, and a scepter from Fika. Thank you, Mrs. L. Cameron. And joining us now is Mrs. L. Canada 2023, Erica McGregor. Mrs. L. Canada is portraying the Queen of the Night from The Magic Flute, who everyone knows is the Queen and ruler of the night. A depiction of warmth to coldness, experiencing loss of someone close to her. Mrs. L. Canada chose this character based upon the strengths of the woman, which characterizes her strengths in life, fight for each day's gift given. The Queen of the Night is also known as a forest cactus, found in the regions of Mexico, Central America and South America. It has no leaves. The leaves you see are modified from stems to hold water in drier climates. Mrs. L. Canada adds this fact due to the strength it takes the plant to thrive in dry conditions can be compared to the strength and will of the queen over her daughter and Sarastro's family. Mrs. L. Canada is wearing a dress from Una and headpiece from Angelicus. She complements her outfit with jewelry from Visoral, hair from Exile, and makeup from Dottie's Secret. Thank you, Mrs. L. Canada. And next to join us is Mrs. L. China 2023, Minji Jamikawa. While researching the magic flute, Mrs. L. China was drawn to the character of Papagena. Her time on stage may be short, but her character is vital to the comic opera and her other half, Papageno, who is searching for her throughout the story. She tests Papageno's faithfulness by appearing to him as an old woman first. If he can love her for what's on the inside, then he is worthy of her. Papagena is playful, clever, spirited, and above all, likable. Mrs. L. China found herself drawn to Papagena because she is her own woman, an ex of her own free will. She was simply charming and a wonderful role.
Denn seine Sprache ist nach ihm. Ich kann nichts tun, als dich beklagen, weil ich zu schwach zu helfen bin. Ich kann nichts tun, als dich beklagen, weil ich zu schwach zu helfen bin. Weil ich zu schwach zu helfen bin, weil ich zu schwach zu helfen bin.
Mrs. L. China wears a dress from Rhone, coupled with a jacket from Rich Fatal and shoes from neutral tones. She complements this with pantyhose from Venice. She also adds earrings from ATD and feathers from various pieces of Zipscar items. To finish her look, Mrs. L. China adds the birdcage from Zenit.
Vor ihrem Mund stockt das Fell
Thank you, Mrs. L. China. And joining us next is Mrs. L. Dominican Republic 2023, McKenna Riley Crowley. Before this challenge, Mrs. L. Dominican Republic knew nothing of Mozart's operas. She came in blind and learned a great deal. Mrs. L. Dominican Republic chose Papagena because to herself she embodies a concept about life that few take notice of, except the unexpected. She appears in disguise, and only after her inner beauty is seen does it manifest outwardly. Her connection with Papageno is nearly instantaneous. Her free spirit is rather infectious. Mrs. L. Dominican Republic feels like they have a lot in common, so chose to show her inner beauty as a character outwardly. It was difficult, but well worth the effort. Mrs. L. Dominican Republic is wearing a dress and feathers from Web Dew with shoes from Blueberry. Her look is further refined with makeup from Neha Beauty and Dernier, with face paint from Acromance.
Schön Mädchen, jung und rein, viel weißer noch als Kreide.
Thank you, Mrs. L. Dominican Republic. And please welcome to our stage Mrs. L. Greece 2023, Margot LaSalle. Mrs. L's Greece character of choice from Mozart's Magic Flute is the Queen of the Night, a powerful woman whose evil side takes over and makes her ask for vengeance. Hell's vengeance boils in my heart, she sings in one of the most famous opera arias ever. Also, Mrs. L. Greece doesn't condone vengeance, She finds the main villain of the opera interesting and intense, so she decided to present an imposing figure that oscillates between a queen of the night and a goddess. Mrs. L. Grease chose an imperial blue gown by Sophia and created a feather-like collar using parts of Zipska's fashion set. She tinted it in colors reminiscent of the Aurora Borealis. The outfit is complemented by a beautiful goddess-like crown by Azuri, earrings by Lazuri, necklace by Fake Icon, and rings by Pendulum. Thank you, Mrs. L. Grease. Joining us on the runway now is Mrs. L. Ireland 2023, Calara S. Genia Marie. Mrs. L. Ireland says, I chose the Queen of the Night as my inspiration for this styling challenge. When presented with the characters, she is the one I was drawn to most because of her personality and the fact she leans more into darker themes. She's a strong, bold, and determined character, if flawed, so these positives are characteristics I wish to emulate both in this competition and in my daily life. On a more basic level, I also learn more into darker colors when dressing myself. No, I also lean more into darker colors when dressing myself, so it seemed like a perfect fit for me. Mrs. L. Ireland is wearing a dress by Sonia with a collar by Webdew and shoes by Encore. She has a necklace by Yumi, claws by Drunken Brocker, and hair by S-Club to complete her ensemble.
Geschwinde, nur geschwinde. Hab ich euch doch erwischt. Woher bei mich soll und heißen? Wart ich will euch nur Weißen, Moores, Weißen, Moores, Weißen, den von Ost nach Ost berücken, herbei die Band und springen, der Sache kommt.
Thank you, Mrs. L. Ireland. The next model joining us is Mrs. L. Italy 2023, Miss France Isabella. Mrs. L. Italy says, I had never read about this opera before, and after doing so, I must say that I liked it, especially the love story between Papagena and Papageno. I identified with Papagena, and so I decided to take inspiration from her for my clothing. At the first meeting, she didn't really breach Papageno's heart with her appearance of an elderly woman, but with time and by playing the right notes, love blossomed. So it happens in real life. At first we are shy and closed in on ourselves, but if someone knows how to say the right words and manage to break down our walls, everything becomes easier. I imagine Papagena today, an eccentric person who loves nature and shows it in her extravagant clothing, inspired by the animal world, especially birds. A hidden message for her Papageno and help to bring him a little closer. Mrs. L. Italy is wearing a dress by RKKN with a collar and shoulder piece by WD, pants by Erratic, and shoes by Lassitude and Inui. She adds a headpiece by Zipska, bracelets by Australia, a necklace by Hartsdale, and makeup by Zipska and Tone 2, completing her ensemble. Thank you, Mrs. L. Italy. And please welcome Mrs. L. Japan 2023, Lari Lira Listard on the runway. Mrs. L. Japan has chosen to represent the Queen of the Night, who has captivated her from the beginning. The Queen of the Night represents the mother who loves her kidnapped daughter. The Queen of the Night turns evil because she's selfish and envious of her daughter's happiness. Because Mozart lived in the 18th century, Mrs. L. Japan opted for a very Renaissance-inspired outfit with black and green accents that reflect the emotions of the Queen. Black to signify mourning, seriousness and elegance. Green representing envy and revenge. Mrs. L. Japan wears a gown by Violent Seduction with jewelry from La Reine and Lipska and 13 Act. She also carries a dagger from Valmore and an orb from Valkus. Finally, Mrs. L. Japan makes use of body stars from 13 Act and a divine halo emitter from Elemental.
Ach Herr, den Lohn verhoff ich nicht.
Nicht wahr, es ist ja meine Pflicht.
Des Lebens sauerst du, den König der Weise, Tod und Strafe, den König der Weise.
Hört diese Weise.
Thank you, Mrs. L. Japan. And the next to join us on the stage is Mrs. L. Nigeria 2023 Enigma Eulenberg. Mrs. L. Nigeria says, "For this challenge I chose Papagena as inspiration. Because I'm an earth sign, her character appealed to me the most. She seems like a bit of a trickster, but has a kind soul. I also have a playful side and adore the mystic beauty of forests. I wanted to reflect her love of nature in a leafy corset adorned with vines and emerald stones. The regality of the peacock enchants with its use of blue, green and gold, all colors I've incorporated in my look. My animal companions add a joyous atmosphere that symbolizes Papagena's delightful spirit." Mrs. L. Nigeria is wearing a corset and wings by devious minds, with a skirt by dead dolls, and a headpiece by Zipska. She adds jewelry by ANE, Voss, and Voluptas Virtualis, and makeup by Matt, Identity Faces, Eves, and Jack Spoon, and Miwara. Her Butterfly and Konyo Companions by Gian complete her ensemble. Thank you, Mrs. L. Nigeria. And the next model joining us today is Mrs. L. Poland 2023, Jasmine Trice. Mrs. L. Poland has chosen Papagena as the character that she most relates to. She chose Papagena because she has a loving nature and loves everything in nature. She's sometimes shy when first meeting people, but after a while her sense of humor shines through. She also loves to make people happy and laugh. Mrs. L. Poland loves bright colors, like the feathers on the outfit of Papagena. Mrs. L. Poland is wearing a feather dress by Heli Halan. Her stockings are from JLT. She's also wearing the heels from Neutral Tones. She accessorizes her ensemble with feathered earrings by Boutique and jewelry by Shop Sui. Mrs. L. Poland's ensemble is complete with feathers from ATI that are adorning not only her outfit, but also a headpiece that she created herself. Thank you, Mrs. L. Poland. And please welcome to the runway, Mrs. L. Romania 2023, Abby.
Best Music Compilation.
Mrs. L. Russia 2023, Angelinka Nega is now walking our runway. Mrs. L. Russia says she was delighted by the charming voice of the Queen of the Night, the brightest controversial character in Mozart's opera The Magic Flute, the dearly loving mother of Princess Tamina, who saved the main character from the monster, gives him a magic flute that will help him pass all the tests. Subsequently, a domineering, impetuous, desperate woman, driven by injustice to a state of passion, turns into a destructive element, hungry for revenge. Mrs. L. Russia has faced situations of unspoken resentment in her life. She's familiar with the destructive power of suffocating injustice. Fortunately, unlike the Queen of the Night, she managed to restrain her impulses for the benefit of others and her own mental balance. If you do not overcome the evil within yourself, there will be no place for love in your heart. The light illuminating from within will go out, kindness and love to you.
Nein, 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 das wär zu viel.
Papageno, schweige still, willst du dein Gelübde brechen, nicht mit Weibern hier zu sprechen?
Du hörst ja, wir sind beide hin.
Stille, sag ich, schweige still.
Immer still und immer still und immer still und immer still.
Ganz nah ist heute die Königin, sie da im Tempel heile wohl.
Wie was? Sie soll im Tempel sein?
Stille, sag ich, schweige still.
Mrs. L. Russia wears an outfit consisting of a gown by ABC with further elements from Zipska, Xenia, Archios, Sephi, Spirit and Azuri. To help further give a regal look, she adds jewelry from Otherway and naked up, I suppose that means make-up, from Alaska Metro, war paint and eaves. Mrs. L. Russia carries a dagger from Meli Imako and utilizes effects from Dillon and Cole's Corner, topping it all off with a magic night garden scene from Pavillon.
Sagt es auch die Königin.
Sie ist ein Weib, hat feiner Sinn, so stimmt mein Wort, sei dir genug. Denk deiner Pflicht und handle klug. Warum bist du mit uns verschwunden?
Thank you, Mrs. L. Russia. And the next model on our runway is Mrs. L. South Africa 2023, Siva Darling. Mrs. L. South Africa chose Papagena because she is reminded of a younger self with her colorful, fun, yet innocent personality. Papagena shows her unrestrained emotions without thinking and was ready to jump head first when she met Papageno. She was different from him, but they were still a perfect match, the perfect balance. When reunited, their love song reminds Mrs. L. South Africa of a bird's mating ritual.
Alles in der Liebe Freuden schnäbelt, tändelt, Herz und küsst. Oh, die soll die Liebe meiden, weil ein Schwarzer hässlich ist, weil ein Schwarzer hässlich ist. Ist mir denn kein Herz gegeben, bin ich nicht von Fleisch und Blut, bin ich nicht von Fleisch und Blut. Immer ohne Weibchen leben, wäre wahrlich Höllenglut, wäre wahrlich Höllenglut, wäre wahrlich Höllenglut.
Mrs. L. South Africa wears a plunge dress by Rone, with tights by Izzy's, fishnet tights by Mivas, and sandals from Garbaggio. She accentuates her look with jewelry from Jumi and Lagio and a parrot from Yokai.
Sollte es dich zu sehr verdrießen, oh so mach die Augen zu, oh so mach die Augen zu, oh so mach die Augen zu.
Thank you, Mrs. L. South Africa. And the next model on our stage today is Mrs. L. South Korea 2023, Freya Valentine. Mrs. L. South Korea says, "For this challenge, I'm inspired by Papagena's free-spirited and fun-loving character. Her genuine and deep love for Papageno is a symbol of the happiness and fulfillment that love can bring to our lives. Papagena's playful and infectious music, especially her delightful duet with Papageno, captures the joyful spirit of the characters. In a similar way, I aspire to bring charm, humor, and a sense of fun to Mrs. L 2023, just as Papagena does in The Magic Flute."
Nicht durch dich
Mrs. A. South Korea is wearing a vest, shirt and skirt by Webdew, with boots by Yuna, a mandrake by Forest Fantasy Store, a headpiece by Boudoir, and a hairpin by Momo Creations. She adds jewelry by SA, RAR and Visoral, and makeup by Rubedo, Pretty, Polar Bunny, Rotten and Gorglam, completing her ensemble. Thank you, Mrs. A. South Korea. And please welcome Mrs. L. Sweden 2023, Hyacinth to the runway. Mrs. L. Sweden says, while watching Die Zauberflöte, I became as enchanted by the demure Princess Pamina as Prince Tamino is. But instead of her beauty, I was fascinated by the complexity of her freedom in life. She was physically imprisoned by Sarastro. I will not force your affection, yet I will not grant you freedom either. Before this, Pamina was emotionally imprisoned by her mother. There are several other references by Monostatos, such as "Your child shall be my wife," and the love-driven Tamino, "She will be forever mine," where she is considered something to have. Even the queen promises her to Tamino if he succeeds. Mozart surely chose his words carefully. So was Pamina ever meant to be free at all? I show you my inspired version of Pamina in the temple, struggling with the four people shown as locks, who desire to have her mother, Tamino, Sarastro, and Monostatos. Mrs. L. Sweden is wearing a dress by Noble Creations with sandals by A Diva, a combined halo consisting of items from I and Ego, Apica and Rain, a tiara by Beloved Jewelry, earrings by PKC, a chest plate worn on the back by Real Evil Industries, and a ring by Swallow. She adds makeup by Boopy, Apica, Alaska Metro, and Dernier, an Osiris and Isis tattoo she made herself, and an Egyptian blessed tattoo sponsored by Finds the Fish. Her performance set consists of locks by Third Eye Perceptions, a heart by White Canvas Templates, a crown symbol by Meli Imako, a sun symbol by Ostara Creations, and a man symbol all of which Mrs. L. Sweden textured or created herself, and a moon symbol created from items by I. Sava. Her poses were sponsored by Pink Moon Poses, helping her to flawlessly show off her ensemble. Thank you, Mrs. L. Sweden. Joining us on the runway now is Mrs. L. Switzerland 2023, Saphir. Mrs. L. Switzerland was inspired by Papagena, the birdcatcher's wife from the opera The Magic Flute. She uses bright and vibrant colors and a fresh, fun style. She seeks to capture some of that playful and joyful spirit in her style. Mrs. L. Switzerland is inspired by Papagena because she is fun and a lively character who represents love and harmony. Her relationship with Papageno is a key part of the opera, and their playful banter and lightheartedness adds a joyful element to the story. Mrs. L. Switzerland wears a gown from Webdew, shoes from Caverna Obscura, and pants that she made herself. She complements her look with a necklace from TTS, rings from Secrets, and a headpiece from Tulis. Finally, Mrs. L. Switzerland is joined on her walk by an animish bird from H2. Thank you, Mrs. L. Switzerland. And the next model joining us is Mrs. L. Turkey 2023, Irene. Mrs. L. Turkey tells us the character of the Queen of the Night is the embodiment of one of the most interesting heroines in the composer's legacy, in which the idea of the power and beauty of darkness is concentrated. Proud, hungry for revenge and power, complete submission, she is charged with hatred to the limit. This character embodies the philosophical idea of the complementarity of darkness, anger in relation to the values of light, mercy, joy, which together give birth to the harmony of being. Mrs. L. Turkey is wearing a dress and boots from Epsom. With a tiara and earrings from Slavia, she wears a specially designed moon halo that she made herself. Mrs. L. Turkey also utilizes fireflies and glitter from Persephone, halo sparkles from Tara, and animated crows from Trigigifts. Finally, she uses makeup from Isis, VX, Loa, and Glam Affair to help bring her look to life. Thank you, Mrs. L. Turkey. And please welcome to the runway, Mrs. L. UK 2023, Vanessa Jane. Mrs. L. UK says, I wanted my Queen of the Night styling to reference the timeless fantasy of the story, but with a modern and feminist twist. Just as kings in the past proclaimed their physical strength and masculinity, I wanted my Queen of the Night to be uncompromisingly, powerfully female. She's not bound by convention and pursues her own desires passionately, even if that makes her want to do wicked things. In the Magic Flute story, it is controversially said that women go astray when not in the keeping of a man, but the Queen of the Night defies this and follows her own independent path for good or ill. I wanted to reflect her strengths and non-conformity in my styling, which includes fantasy elements but with a more current, edgier twist. Mrs. L. UK is wearing a skirt by Ersch with a bra and song by Luas, pauldrons by Culis, gloves by Atame, a harness by Voluptas Virtualis, pasties by Lay Motif, panties by MAAI, pantyhose by Nefa, and shoes by Azuri. She adds a headdress by Voluptas Virtualis, body and leg jewelry by Secrets, a bindi by Cosmi, rings by Orsini, earrings by Rosa Regalia, eyelashes by Violator, a dagger by Flecker, a halo by Verboten, a mist cloud and Nebra beads by Ank, and makeup and nails by Sugar Rose, Nuve, Kaikumu and Kazimi. The updo hair was created by the model by Mrs. L UK herself, using a full perm mesh by Shiloh Koba, completing the look. Thank you, Mrs. L UK. And the next model on our runway is Mrs. L Vietnam 2023 Safira Shine. Mrs. L Vietnam was immediately inspired by the figure of Papagena, the bird woman who wants to win the heart of the one who will later become her boyfriend, Papageno. Mrs. L Vietnam represents the young woman who turns from an old woman into a beautiful young woman. She states that she really likes this character because she's represented with a very cheerful, colorful and very creative style. Just like her way of being and dressing, lively and colorful. Mrs. L Vietnam tries to express with her performance the sincere love that Papagena feels for her lover, who, after a bad adventure, she manages to reunite and be with him forever. Mrs. L Vietnam loves this fairy tale musical opera because it expresses the good that wins over evil with a nice happy ending.
Ein Bildchen oder Weilchen wünscht Papageno sie. O so ein sanftes Träumchen der Seligkeit für mich, der Seligkeit für mich, der Seligkeit für mich. Dann schmeckte mir Trinken und Essen.
Mrs. L Vietnam is wearing a dress by Rhone and pairs this with shoes from Neutral Tones and a boa wrap from My My. Her look is further enhanced with earrings from Zahara, an amulet from Real Evil Industries and a necklace from Lux. Utilizing feathers from Artie, feathery makeup by RBY and a headpiece from Zipska, Mrs. L Vietnam is able to help form her avian-like appearance. Further makeup from Identity Faces, Zipska and Finds a Fish completes the look.
Ein Mädchen oder Weibchen wünscht Papageno sie. Oh, so ein sanftes Täubchen, wer Seligkeit für mich, wer Seligkeit für mich, wer Seligkeit.
Thank you, Mrs. L. Vietnam. And Mrs. L. France 2023, Kitty Amor, is now joining us. Mrs. L. France says, I was inspired by the Queen of the Night area, Diana Damrau, the dramatic images and vocal singing in the opera The Magic Flute. I'm not personally like the Queen of the Night, but I thoroughly enjoyed the experience of both the Queen of the Night and the opera The Magic Flute.
Triebe mit zu fühlen ist an der Weiber erste Pflicht. Wir wollen uns Leben frei, wir leben.
Mrs. L. France is wearing a dress by Skindustrial Bodyworks with heels by Azuri, gloves by Sashas, a headpiece by Atame, a crown by Le Forme, a star crown by Flecker Creations, and Arteria Moons by Zipska. She has jewelry by Never Ever, body shine by Darnier, makeup by Zipska, Ottilie, and Glamaffair, and a dagger by Nariet Rexon, completing her ensemble. Thank you, Mrs. L. France.
Someone already there.
And please welcome Mrs. L. Germany 2023, Josephine Gandloso. The plot of The Magic Flute really appealed to Mrs. L. Germany, as it is full of fantasy and magic. Unfortunately, she has never seen an opera, but had a lot of fun researching it. Papagena appealed to Mrs. L. Germany the most, especially her ability to change shape, her connection to nature, and her positive character towards humans and animals. Mrs. L. Germany also likes the cheerful colors of the young Papagena's costumes. We should be inspired by our research, and so after looking at many pictures of the Papagena, Mrs. L. Germany tried to imagine what a present-day Papagena might look like. A different picture is sure to emerge in everyone's mind, so she really hopes that you will like her personal presentation of the Papagena of our time. Mrs. L. Germany is wearing a jacket and shirt from Eisen, with pants from Vive 9 and heels from Encore. She wears jewelry from Sinful, Coral and Mesh silhouettes. Mrs. L. Germany changes things up by switching with a dress from Feather, as well as a necklace and earrings from Kunglas. She pairs all this with bracelets from Mikan and Kunst, and finally with rings from Vogue. Joining her are Rats from Gian and Little Birds from HPMD. Thank you, Mrs. L. Germany. And please welcome to the runway, Mrs. L. Romania 2023, Abby. Mrs. L. Romania became very excited after hearing about our first challenge and did some research. She quickly knew she would base her styling on Papagena. Mrs. L. Romania chose Papagena because of both personality and style of dress, which is similar to her own and thus allows her to relate to the character. Mrs. L. Romania loves the colorful costumes that Papagena wears, which not only matches her partner, but shows a mutual love of nature. Mrs. L. Romania also loves the playful and colorful feathers in some of the costumes, which became a direct source for inspiration for her outfit. Mrs. L. Romania wears a gown, feathers and overskirt that she made herself and shoes by Zora Kent. She pairs this with earrings, a necklace and a bracelet from Orsini Jewelry and rings from both Orsini Jewelry and Visoral. Her look is enhanced with makeup from Top One Saloon and Identity Faces. Finally, she tops her look off with a headpiece from Tentatio. Thank you, Mrs. Romania.
Nur Stille, 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 wann kriegen wir in Tempel ein? Doch Fürstin, heiliger Wort, erfülle, ein Kind muss meine Gattin sein. Ich halte Wort, ist es mein Wille, mein Kind soll deine Gattin sein. Soll deine Gattin sein. Doch still ich höre schrecklich Rauschen, wie Donnerton und Wasserfall. Ja, fürchterlich ist dieses Rauschen, wenn der Donner Seele hat. Nun sind sie in des Tempels Halle. Und wollen wir sie überfallen, die Fragmentinen von der Erd, die Feuersflut und Menschenschwert. Die große Königin der Nacht, die große Königin der Nacht, sei unsere Rache Opfer gebracht.
Die Strahlen der Sonne vertreiben die Nacht, zernichten der Heuchler, erschlichene Macht.
We again want to take a moment to let our sponsors know how grateful we are for their trust and support. Our sponsors and media partner for the Mrs. L 2023 competition are the Angel Manor Estate, Top Sui Couture Jewelry, die Villa Media Entertainment, Gabriel Fashion and Accessories, House of Legends, Level 9, Leon Magazine SL, Molles Magazine, TFC, The Fashion Zone Club and Event, and Westerkloss. We would like to again thank Takuya Jin from Gabriel Fashion and Accessories for providing us with the land for today's venue. And we also thank Die Villa Media Entertainment for providing the live broadcasts on YouTube and Twitch. And a huge thank you to our judges, who are Berstar, Bonifacio, Daniel Salvatore Salvetti, Hikaru Enimo Lefevre, Jacques Ancag, Kenzie, Lokia, Moonling, Nida Nirvana, Xuro, and Zipsin. We would also like to send out a thank you to our runway director, Mrs. L Agency CEO Ressa Bolissima, for her invaluable support this week, and for coordinating the backstage and our scriptwriters and editors, Mrs. L Agency COO Venom Zanzibar and Avista Australia 2022 Li Xian for their invaluable support this week. We express our deepest gratitude towards Venom Zanzibar for being our chat host today, guiding us through this first runway challenge. And of course, a very special thank you to all of you who attended this first runway challenge in the Mrs. L 2023 competition. I'm Markus Lefebvre-Enimo, your voice host and DJ for this show. On behalf of the chat host, Venom Zanzibar, and in my capacity as owner of the Mrs. L organization, it was a pleasure and honor to have all of you here today. We hope to see you again at the second runway challenge in the Mrs. L 2023 competition on Saturday, March 11th at 10 a.m. SLT.